My name is Brandon Gabriel. I'm from the Kwantlen Nation. My ancestral name is Kwalakwalston. In the Hunkaminam language, Kwal means to speak. And so Kwalakwalston, iterated in the same namesake, denotes that the person who my ancestor was who carried that name was an important speaker in the community. And the name comes from our ancient village of Squayamal, which is present-day New Westminster. Close to the home that I grew up in, there is an annual migration of frogs. They also are living in two worlds, that they live part of their lives in water and part of their lives above ground. When I think of my life as a student, coming from a First Nations community and then coming to my school community, it was like I was the spirit of the frog living in two worlds.
Brandon Gabriel from the Kwantlen First Nation, he created the piece of the salmon. You get a real sense of that there's they're swimming in water that's maybe a little bit shallow, but then there's a part of the piece where the salmon are swimming in obviously much deeper water. And so I thought that was a really important metaphor for how, we learn. Sometimes we learn things that are just on the surface, and sometimes we have to swim into the deep water to understand things to a much greater depth.
If I were to look at my history of my work, color is my vehicle for expressing my stories. One of the most important fundamental parts to making this kind of work is that the lines always have to be solid. It doesn't have to be overly complicated to make it a successful art piece. And so my endeavor is to really make it as simple as possible. I actually think that my art actually helped me understand the world around me when I was a teenager. That if I wasn't making art, I don't think I would have survived that time of my life. I think art should just be a part of every child's life. I think that art making is not only a form of cultural expression, but it's also, it should be part of every young person's development to have some sort of creative outlet. When I walked into this new building, this school, this is like the approach that we've been needing to do with this education system for a long time. And it made me feel so good being there. I was like, wow, finally, we got it. Like, here's an archetype of a new vision for how we educate young people that is open, that is welcoming, that is safe, that is safe for my community to set foot in and be represented in a respectful way. Our stories come from another era, another time, and another place, but they still have importance about taking care of the planet and being good stewards of the land today. The one dream that I had was that I was going to make a living as an artist. But looking back at my career, I think I've gone beyond what my own expectation was.